Today, we're happy to have with us Aidan Connolly, well known as the CEO of Cainthus, a high-tech company that uses video technology to monitor the dairy herd. But we're not going to talk about Cainthus so much today. Instead, we're going to talk about an exciting event coming up on October 1. It's called the Global Dairy Tech Startup Spotlight. And I said, say that 10 times fast. You're a key player in that event. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, so as you say, as CEO of Cainthus, which has been making some waves in the dairy business, I think through the technology that we're now commercializing with farms in California and the Midwest, I really realized that we were going to miss something huge this year with the cancellation of the World Dairy Expo. I guess postponing it maybe sounds better, but you know, we're not going to have it in 2020. And World Dairy Expo for me has always been the place where I go to see new ideas. So I contacted other startups and said, could we crowdfund something together? I contacted the World Dairy Expo and said, would they be willing to endorse it, which they kindly said they would. And 10 companies came together, 10 startups came together, used a little bit of cash, which is not too much money because we don't have too much money. And we crowdfunded this thing. It's going to be next week, as you gathered, on October 1st, and it's going to be an opportunity for all of us to, in 3 to 4 minutes, tell our story of what we're doing, and then kindly opened by the World Dairy Expo's first Vice President, Debbie Crave, and followed by the panel of 3 speakers who helped select the startups.
And I think those 3 speakers in a panel-type discussion really have a lot to offer too. You might just mention that.
Yeah, first time ever getting those 3 people in a room together. So yes. When I think of technology, dairy technology, and I'm looking for independent advice, I think really of Marcia Endres, Professor, Extension Agent, University of Minnesota. I think of Professor João Costa. We talk about sometimes cows looking more and more like Christmas trees with all the stuff that we're attaching to them. Well, they've done more of that in the University of Kentucky because they've actually put sensors on each leg and sensors on each ear and compared them and looked at how they work together. So he brings some unique insights. And of course, Jeffrey Bewley, extremely well known to yourself and your readers and listeners, formerly with the University of Kentucky as well. Then he went to Alltech and most recently joined the Holstein Association. So 3 people very familiar with innovation who helped us select the 10 startups that we picked. And to a large degree, they're going to have their opportunity to talk about what they see as being new and exciting in the dairy business. And
I'm sure many folks have read and seen the material that these folks have presented, but a recent news release, Jeffrey Bewley in his new role with Holstein was talking about the fact that the dairy producer of maybe not even tomorrow, maybe this afternoon, is more the chief information officer on the dairy. An interesting concept for sure, which we've come to enjoy about Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's challenging, and I think that that's what we need. To be honest, through my own role in AgriTech Capital, I've tried to be challenging and say, if you imagine the dairy business is going to stay the same, you're kidding yourself. If you imagine that we're going to be talking and treating and managing cows 5 years from now the same ways we do today, you're kidding yourself. These farms are changing, and I certainly see it in the leading farms, those with 5,000 cows plus. They are the ones most likely to look at even robotics, certainly sensors, and everything to do with how we can manage differently. And clearly coronavirus, for whatever bad things and horrible things it's led to in the world, it has led to an acceleration in the adoption of technology.
Well, I think you nicely balanced the horror of COVID as well as some of the ways it's changing our society for sure. Just tell us just a little bit about your firm, the AgriTech Capital Group.
Yeah, so when I left Alltech after a 28-year career, a very exciting career, watching that company grow from, well, when I was there, it grew from 23 million to 2.5 billion in turnover. And it was very exciting to be alongside an entrepreneur like Dr. Lyons, like his son Mark Lyons, like other executives within the company, and to see how they developed. And so I really wanted to be part of helping the next companies make that leap. Now they all say, right, Aidan, when do we get to 2.5 billion? And I don't really promise that that's going to happen tomorrow morning, but there are a lot of exciting things being tried, and I think sometimes the technologies don't really fit on the farm. Producers wonder, why are they not understanding the real needs that we have? Equally, I had an opportunity to work with the British government on designing their agri-tech strategy post-Brexit. I've worked with a couple of leading food companies, top 50 Fortune 50 food companies, and a few companies in the ag space. So corporations trying to learn how to engage with startups. So that part of how do we make startups more attractive to producers? How do we help them raise money? How do we help them engage with large corporations like the Alltechs, the Cargills of this world? That was very exciting to me, and that's what AgriTech Capital did and has become. But this event, this global, now I have to say it very slowly, global dairy startup spotlight, it is a great opportunity to really kind of give back from my perspective and provide a platform for these technologies to be seen by as many producers as possible.
And we'll just finish up here by restating that it's set for October 1 at 1 p.m. Central Time. It's open to all without charge. You can find out more about it and probably register online at dairystartupspotlight.com.
Thank you very much.
Aidan, thank you very much for joining us once again at dairybusiness.com. This is Joel Hastings.
Joel, we look forward to seeing you next week.